A very good afternoon. I hope all is well with you. We're getting very excited over here in the UK for a whole number of reasons. Not only did the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebration start on Monday, which is just so exciting. Spring is coming, the bulbs are coming up, and we've got daffodils and snowdrops and crocuses and all sorts of things, which is lovely. And the big news is about Britain opening on Friday, which is very exciting. So it does feel like we're making progress, I think, well and truly. Now I think we've got a few others on their way, but let's just kick off with the itineraries. So we thought that because we've obviously talked about the Jubilee collection in general terms, now we are actually creating some itineraries for some lovely clients, and we thought it would be useful to bring it down into some the sort of reality of how the days can work and so on. So so that's what we've created for you to today. I don't know why that's not working. There we go. And as always, our precious Humphrey's Promise. I've been talking about the Humphrey's Promise quite a lot with some of our hotel partners recently, and it's just really lovely because it really resonates with them. I went down to the Newt, the hotel down in Somerset on Monday, and I cannot wait. We're going to do a tiered training from the Newt as well, and it's extraordinary what they have created down there. It's a hotel in a whole new way of operating, and really looking forward to sharing with you. But this sort of passion for the countryside and so on is absolutely at the heart of what they're doing. So it works really well. Now, the simple news, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on, but the thing that we are celebrating more than anything, the long awaited day is coming on Friday, where no restrictions, your clients will have to take no tests before they leave home, no tests when they get here, and everything is well and truly open. So it feels good. The infection rates are dropping almost every day, and it feels like, you know, we're just going to live with it, which is good, because it's most people are just getting a bit of a bad cold, so I think we can live with that. And I just want to share this with you. I'm going to send you the video tomorrow, but we decided to celebrate well and truly about Britain opening. I hope I'm just going to play the first 30 seconds or so of this, but I'm going to send you the link tomorrow, and if you want to share it with your clients, just to drum it in well and truly that Britain is open and the Jubilee is happening, then I just thought I'd play a little bit with you. So that is just a taster. I'll send you the whole thing tomorrow with the recording. Oh my word! Could you not hear that? Oh, Jahala, could anybody hear it? Oh no, I'm so sorry. Right, I will see what. Let's try that again. Yes, there will. You're absolutely right. So you've got the idea. There's a bit of a voiceover, and lots of people saying Britain is open. And when we send it to you tomorrow, oh yes, Brian, it was on LinkedIn. Thank you. When I send it to you tomorrow, you will see and hear it all at the same time. But it's explaining what's going on. My apologies. A bit of a technical hitch there. Okay. Oh, golly, it's starting again. So, first things first. We're starting off with a lovely family of four, and they are absolute horse. They just love everything to do with horses. So we've created something. Oh no, I've changed this around. Sorry. This is a lovely family who are, sorry, a couple who love gardening and food. So they've got 2 days in London, and they asked us to create something really really lovely for them. So the first day they are meeting the wonderful Simon Lycett at Chelsea. They have got a bright and early start. They're meeting him for coffee at 8:30, and then we'll be straight through the gates, so they get in there as early as possible without the crowds. And because Simon is a trustee, he's on the board of trustees of the Royal Horticultural Society, and has a long affiliation with Chelsea Flower Show. He will show them the very best. And he's just, I think I said to you before, he's so passionate about flowers. And they said, you know, we know a little bit, but we want to know a whole lot more. So they're really excited about spending the day with him. They're going to, excuse me, sit and have some lunch with him, and then have a bit of time to wander around at their leisure. And the extra that we are just trying to sort out for them as well. We're working, as I said to you before, I was down at the Newt on Monday. They are sponsoring Chelsea Flower Show for the next 4 years, which is really exciting. And so our couple will be able to go into their VIP hospitality tent as well, as will all of our visitors to the Chelsea Flower Show. So they are going to have the full-on VIP treatment, which will be absolutely spectacular. Simon is so incredibly special. He's very humble, actually, about his achievements. But he is one of only 2 florists who supply the royal palaces. So he really does know his stuff, and just can share those little stories and little insider knowledge about what the Queen enjoys and what she likes and so on, which is really special. So then, leading from flowers, we then go to the spectacular Borough Market, and our partner at Borough is just so wonderful. She can create any kind of tour that your clients want. Now, this particular couple they're going to go on and work with a chef to create a fabulous dinner. So they will go with our guide to really explore all of the best ingredients for this specific menu. So by doing that, they're going to have a whole tasting experience as they go through the market before they then will work with the chef. But it's a glorious opportunity to try everything from the fruits to the cheeses, the British food, the foreign food, charcuterie, the whole shebang. So there's a good few hours to be spent. Now, Borough Market is great to wander around on your own, but because this couple and many of our guests are want to really explore it in a specific way, we do chocolate tours, we do olive-based tours. We did for one couple. So there are so many different areas that if you want to focus in, to have a good guide is just fantastic. And then they roll the sleeves up, and they either sit back and watch the chef do it all and try to learn, or they say they're going to really get stuck in with a good glass of wine as they're going along. But we've got a sommelier there as well who will talk with them about the wine pairings and so on. And then the best bit of all, they sit back and enjoy every mouthful of what they have bought and what they've created. So it's two quite different days in London, visiting one of the oldest events, one of the most fabulous events in the city, through to a slightly more sort of personally focused day on ending up with this fantastic dinner. Now we've got the family of four who are a bit horse mad. They're over from the States. They own a couple of racehorses themselves, and just really want to experience it over in the UK and the difference of the whole horse racing environment, particularly over here. Now they're actually in the UK for about 2 weeks, but these 3 days are the royal bits that we're focusing on. Now, because their dates coincide, they're here in June, so they are heading off to Royal Ascot. And I think, Royal Ascot is amazing every single year, but because it is, I think it's second to the Derby in terms of the Queen's favourite events, they've changed all the names of all of the restaurants and the hospitality this year, all linking in with the Queen's Jubilee. And it is going to be something to behold, I think, this year, even more so than usual. The carriage rides and so on are just fantastic. So they are going for it. They're going for the full royal enclosure. And this is where we get into a bit of fashion advice as well. So it's a father, his wife, and their 2 daughters. And he doesn't want to have to bring a full morning suit and so on. So we've got his measurements, and we've got him lined up with the full morning suit, top hat, and so on. And for the 3 ladies of the family, we are matching hats to their outfits. So they are certainly going to look the part, that's for sure. They're going to be joined by one of the royal jockeys on the day, so they are going to get the real inside track of just what it's like to race at Royal Ascot, and the other race meets as well at Ascot throughout the year. But the jockey that's joining them has ridden at Royal Ascot, so he is going to give the full inside story, which will be utterly amazing. And they will eat and drink incredibly well. As I say, they're all renamed this year. So the Holyrood House fine dining enclosure is going to do them proud, and got a Michelin star chef, so I think they're going to eat rather well. Let's hope that they are equally as successful with the races in the afternoon, but we can't get involved in that because we're not that good. And they are actually travelling by car, but the wonders of Royal Ascot, if you do have any clients who are coming from a bit further afield, or who just want the nice short journey, the wonder of Ascot is the helicopters land in the centre of the racecourse. Not bad. It's a pretty good place to be. So carrying on the horse theme, because everything had to include horses on this day. I've talked to you before about my favourite day in Windsor, And it starts off with an amazing horse and carriage ride through Windsor Great Park. So they are going to be guided by one of our fabulous drivers, who is on waving terms with members of the royal family as they go through, and will share the stories and the highlights as they go through, which is incredibly special. And after a tour of the castle, they will be heading out on a river launch with a picnic, and sit back and relax as they just see Windsor from a different perspective. So a bit of royal and a bit of some horses and the castle. Now we are sharing with them a horse-based experience that they haven't tried before, and they are super excited apparently about this. And I gather they might just be a little bit competitive, this family, because I've been chatting to the parents as we've been putting the experience together, and they've already decided that they're going to have a competitive chukker at the end of their lesson with the parents versus the children, which should be quite interested. Now, you may well remember that we talked to E.B. Sivright, golly, I think it was last year. So he cannot wait to welcome them. He will give them a fabulous time, introduce them to Guards Polo Club, which obviously was founded by Prince Philip, and learn about what it's like to play polo alongside Prince William and Prince Harry and other members of the royal family. And in the meantime, he'll teach them a bit of polo, and then they'll be able to go out onto one of the Guards pitches and play a chukker or two. We'll see who wins. They promised to let us know, and we're talking to EB about putting together, little prizes for the winners and that sort of thing. So they'll have a lot of fun, and EB is just the most perfect host. And not only does he know everything there is to know pretty much about polo, he just is so passionate about the game and wants everyone to love it just as much as he does, which is wonderful. So finally, this is another, it's an American couple who are doing a bit of a European tour. They are certainly making up for lost time, bless them. And we were given a brief of, we've got 3 days and we want to cram it all in and make it as royal as we possibly can. So they provisionally confirmed that they're going to go ahead with these 3 days, but they were very happy with the amount of royal elements. Now, you can't get much more royal than the amazing Buckingham Palace. So a guided tour, learning about it's known as the office of all of the royal residences, because it is obviously where Her Majesty the Queen spends her working weeks. And it's a great feeling. There's a real buzz to Buckingham Palace that the others don't have, because it really is the working heart of the royal family, which is fantastic. So they are being taken in. We've got a bit of a private tour for them, and they are going to be sort of guided and led, and relive all of the stories with a fabulous private tour of the palace. Now, we're continuing this lovely royal theme, because the Garrison Chapel at Chelsea Barracks, which is just so stunning, is now home. I mean, it's been through various, it's had various roles, I guess, and it's now home to the Prince's Foundation. And in honour of the Queen's Jubilee, they have the most fabulous display of Francis Siegelman's sculptures. So you can see that one is Prince Charles. They've got Prince Philip, the Queen, Princess Anne, another one that's being unveiled, but I'm not allowed to say anything. So they'll be taken in, and Frances herself will talk about the process and so on of the sculpting, and then they are going off with Francis for a rather fabulous lunch in London at the beautiful restaurant at the Belmont Cadogan, which is just lovely, and I'm sure you are you're well aware of the just the sort of slight difference about the Belmont Cadogan, that it's smaller than many of the hotels in London, but there's just a lovely, very sort of chic feel to it, because obviously it's of its location, apart from anything else. It's opposite the beautiful gardens and so on, so it's certainly a lovely location. And then they are going from there with Francis, the amazing Francis, for a sculpture workshop. So as she she's going to spend the afternoon with them, and she will talk them through the amazing process of creating a sculpture. And the ones that she does, unless anyone asks specifically, but what this family are doing is it's the sculpture of a reclining woman, basically. And so she will talk through the process, and as she does it, we'll talk about the Queen and having the Queen sit for her 4 times through the process of producing this incredible sculpture. And Frances is an utterly delightful character. Her studio is right on the river. As you look through the window, you just look down the river towards Tower Bridge and the Shard. It's one of the most extraordinary locations for a home. And her studio is in the basement of her home. As you walk through her dining room and into the sitting room, it's like walking through a room full of the royal family, because all the sculptures are there. It's quite amazing. And she's utterly charming. She loves her art, and she loves enabling other people to create something. So for this couple, we are going to ship the finished articles over to them when they get home to the States, because they're heading off around Europe and they don't want to take their sculptures with them. But we will make it work depending on the clients. So it really is just a wonderful day in London. And then, not content with Buckingham Palace, they wanted to see, they specifically wanted to see Sandringham, because I think there are so many associations. It was very obviously Prince Philip's favourite home. He spent as much time there as he could. And certainly in her younger years, the Queen spent a huge amount of time there, because it is home to the Royal Stud. So your guests, this couple have chosen not to, but your clients can go to the Royal Stud, hear about the breeding programme and so on. But the glory of Sandringham is the people who serve the royal family when they are in residence then become the tour guides. So they will talk about the china that the royal family use on Christmas Day, and all of these different these different little traditions. I'll share one with you, which I just think is hysterical. That the china that they eat on Christmas Day is so valuable. They're so terrified of breaking any of it that they have one member of staff to carry each plate to and from the dining room and the kitchen. So you imagine being that one member of staff that smashes a plate. I mean, it would just be, when everyone else has managed to get it there in one piece, it would just be horrendous. Anyway, so they're going up to Sandringham. Sandringham's not an easy place to get to from anywhere, actually, in the UK. So it's about a 3-hour drive, but it's cross-country. So we recommended to this couple that they jumped in a helicopter, which is what they're going to do. And you've met Maurice and know what he is like. And his grandparents spent a lot of time at Sandringham. They lived in one of the cottages on the estate. His grandfather used to shoot with King George VI very regularly, and they were great friends and shooting partners. And his grandparents are actually buried in the churchyard, where we see the pictures of Her Majesty the Queen and family going to church. That's where his grandparents are buried, which is extraordinary. So Maurice has a very, very close attachment to Sandringham. He's incredibly fond of it, and so where better than to spend some time with him. He'll give all of the wonderful stories and so on, and then sit and have afternoon tea with our guests. So it's really special. Sorry, I've got a question here. Yes, absolutely. There is this couple and your clients will have access to Sandringham. Obviously, if the royal family are in residence, then they get precedence because it's their house. But otherwise, then yes, absolutely. So that is the three itineraries. As you can see, they're sort of London and southeast based. We will share more of the types of experiences that your clients can do over in the Cotswolds, but these are the three that we're sort of working on or three of the ones we're working on currently. So I thought it would be valuable to share just how the different elements of the Jubilee collection can work together. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As you can see, I'm beyond excited about the Jubilee this year. It's been such a labour of love putting it together, and seeing the pictures of Her Majesty the Queen released on Sunday. And I don't know if you also heard the news that Camilla is going to be known as Queen when Prince Charles finally takes the throne. It's been discussed at some length about how Camilla will be addressed as princess consort and so on, but the Queen has said that she would very much like her to be known as Queen, and I think it's an incredibly generous, it's an incredibly important thing that she's done, because it's going to make life a lot easier, a lot better, I think, for Prince Charles and Camilla when they do finally take over. But I hope that day, with the greatest respect, I hope that day is not for a long time yet. So we will send the recording of this tomorrow and the details of the three itineraries. And apologies again about being rubbish with technology, but you will receive the video with sound. And also just a brief email just to make life a bit easy, that you can attach the video to this email and send it to any clients who are thinking of coming. So there's lots of footage of all the wonderful things that they can do. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ginger. I love delivering these. I hope that comes across loud and clear. And please do let us know, obviously, if you have any questions, and really look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye.